Remember that game Jenga?
Sure.
Stacking those blocks higher and higher. For a while, it felt like careers were built the same way. Like you could just keep adding skills on top of experience and you were set.
Right, right.
But these days, the job market feels less like Jenga and more like one of those rigged claw machines at the arcade, You think you've got a grip on the prize, then whoop, gone.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Brutal analogy, but true.
And that, my friends, is the perfect segue into why we're diving deep into EduYou today. We got our hands on a white paper and a podcast episode, both about this whole EduYou thing, and color me intrigued.
Yeah, it's definitely got people talking.
It really has.
Yeah.
So by the end of this deep dive, think of it this way crash course on EduYou. Does it live up to the hype? What does it tell us about the future of work? Big questions.
Yeah, definitely. And I think some listeners might be surprised by what they hear. That podcast episode you sent actually calls EduYou a digital companion for your career.
Okay, I saw that too. A little vague, maybe?
A bit. And the white paper doesn't mess around. It straight up says the old way of building a career is, well, dying. Traditional resumes, obsolete, they say.
Whoa, all right, now they've got my attention. So how's EduYou going to fix that? What's the magic solution?
So picture this. It's like a dynamic CV. Instead of just the static document, it's constantly updating, right? You add a new skill, boom, it's on there. It's also got this crazy, powerful course search engine built in. Finding the right courses, not just any courses, is way easier.
Makes sense. Cut through the noise. So is this like LinkedIn, but on, I don't know, mega vitamins or something?
That's a good way to put it, actually. But there's more to it, because this is where it gets really interesting. AI. It uses AI to give you, personalized advice, recommendations for your career, almost like having, a personal career coach in your pocket, whispering in your ear.
Okay, now we're talking. That's way beyond just a souped-up profile. So it sounds like it goes way beyond what typical online learning platforms offer, right?
Way beyond. We're talking designed to be useful your entire career, not just tied to one company like some of those HR systems. This is your career, period.
Okay, I see the difference. But, and maybe this is obvious, there are a ton of learning platforms out there. What makes EduYou stand out? Why should I care about this one?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And that's where I think this concept of data sovereignty comes in.
Okay, got to be honest. Whenever I hear data sovereignty, my eyes glaze over a bit. What's that even mean in this context? Break it down for us.
All right, so think of your learning data, all those courses and skills, as a treasure chest, right?
Okay, I'm following.
On EduYou, you hold the key to that chest. Not your employer, not some big tech company. You decide who gets to see what's in there.
Okay, that analogy I like. My data, my treasure.
It's about how EduYou is, preparing you for this future where your skills, they're your biggest asset. It's all about the skills.
Right, they're like the new currency, aren't they?
Exactly. And the white paper calls this whole thing disruption, displacement, and job creation, which sounds kind of scary.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But the gist I got was technology is changing everything so fast, right?
Faster, yeah. And we're not just talking about, new gadgets. This is deep-level stuff.
Right, no more cruising on autopilot in your career. We've got to constantly be learning, upskilling, all that. The white paper mentioned e-commerce, AI, robotics. I'm guessing those are prime examples of this disruption thing.
Oh, yeah. Those are their go-tos for sure. And it's not just about jobs being replaced, though there's that too. It's how whole industries are transforming, And listen to this. It's not just blue-collar jobs either, white-collar jobs too. We're talking AI shaking up finance, law, even creative fields.
Wow. Yeah, that's a little unsettling when you put it that way.
It's true, though. No one's safe.
And that actually brings up something I found really eye-opening in the white paper. They were saying even people with years of experience are at risk in this environment. Which seems kind of crazy, right? All that experience should count for something.
It should. And it used to, right. But here's the thing. Experience was often enough because, like we were saying, things moved slower. You could build a solid career, a whole career, on one set of skills. But now, with tech changing so fast, the white paper argues that even decades of experience won't save you if you haven't kept learning, kept up with things.
So you're saying we could end up stuck on a career treadmill?
Yeah.
Putting in the miles but going nowhere fast.
That's a great way to put it. Career treadmill, stuck in place. And that's where, you guessed it, EduYou comes in. It's providing a way to keep those skills sharp, keep them relevant, so you can hop off that treadmill whenever you want.
Okay, starting to see how all the pieces fit together now. But how does EduYou actually address this need to constantly be upskilling? Is it just about, taking a bunch of random courses online because my inbox is already full of those offers.
Right, right. Everyone wants a piece of you. But no, that's where it gets, I think, really interesting because the white paper talks about how EduYou takes this like individual approach. So it's not just random courses, it's creating a personalized learning journey for you. Remember that part about traditional education being all fragmented, that it's like a patchwork quilt?
Yeah, I remember. And who wants to wear a patchwork quilt career-wise?
No one. That's what they're saying. It's like you've got a toolbox full of random tools, but no clue what you're actually building. EduYou wants to give you the blueprint and the right tools.
Yeah. Okay, that metaphor I can get behind. So with EduYou, you're not just like collecting credentials to hang on the wall. You're building a skill set, something real that makes sense for your goals.
Exactly. It helps you identify those, those gaps in your skills and then recommends courses that actually fill them, not just any old course.
So it's like having a GPS for your career, guiding you toward the skills you need, which, let's be honest, is way cooler than just signing up for a random online course and hoping for the best.
Way cooler, much more effective, too.
Absolutely. But while we're on this topic of career clarity and all, there was something else in the white paper that I wanted to circle back to. Educational equity. It seemed like they were hinting at a much broader impact than just individual success, right?
Yeah.
So we've talked about how EduYou can help you take control of your own learning, your own career path.
Yeah.
But what about this whole educational equity thing? It's not just about me, myself, and I.
Right. It's bigger than that. The white paper makes a strong case that a platform like this, it can actually level the playing field, when it comes to education, job opportunities, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, level playing field, everyone loves that idea. But how? How does EduYou actually pull that off?
It all comes down to access and opportunity. So think about somebody, maybe they didn't have the chance to go to like a fancy school, or maybe life happened, they had to take a detour in their career.
Been there.
Right. It happens to the best of us. But EduYou can help bridge those gaps. It gives you personalized ways to upskill to get ahead no matter where you started.
So it's not about where you started, it's like where you're going. Is that the idea?
Exactly. And the white paper even specifically mentioned migrants, people moving to a new country, trying to get their qualifications recognized. It's tough.
That is tough. I can only imagine. So EduYou helps with that.
That's the idea, to make it easier, validate those skills, that experience. Could make all the difference.
Huge difference, yeah. So this really isn't just about individual success then, is it? It's about creating a better workforce overall.
100%. A rising tide lifts all boats, as they say. And the white paper even argues it benefits everyone, right? Because companies get access to more qualified talent, which is like gold these days.
Oh, for sure. In this market, companies would kill for that.
Exactly. And then zoom out even further, the whole economy, it becomes more innovative, more competitive globally. Everyone wins.
Okay, so we covered a lot of ground here. For those listening who are maybe starting to sweat about the future of work, what are the key takeaways about this whole EduYou thing? What do they need to know?
Look, if you're feeling like those old ways of building a career, they're crumbling. EduYou, it's like offering this new blueprint. It's about taking control, owning your learning, owning your data.
Yeah, no more playing by someone else's rules.
Exactly. And building a skill set for real that makes sense for you. Not for some company, not for some outdated system. For you.
It's like they're saying, forget the career ladder, build your own jungle gym.
There you go. Much more fun. And the most exciting part, this might just be the beginning, platforms like EduYou, they're just the start. In the future, learning, it's going to be personalized, it's going to be accessible, it's going to be empowering for everyone.
Now that's a future I can get behind. Personalized learning, here we come. So listeners, if you're ready to ditch that career claw machine, take control of your future. Head over to EduYou, see what it's all about. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep diving deep.